If you want to check out different content from myself, I've just set up a second channel where I'm going to post fitness and things. The link for that will be in the description. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video. EA have given us something, a crumb of information. They have released the top 1,000 player ratings. I believe we've also got in-game stats for them as well. But this was just sprung on me about 20 minutes ago. So I thought, let's jump in and have a look to see what's going on. And rather than just go through the random players in the database, I wanted to show you what just building a one league starter squad is going to look like. Now, I've gone through a couple of the players that I really wanted to get involved. There's a centre-back, there's a CDM, and there is a striker that I really wanted to get in here, and they're all from the same league. So I thought, you know what, rather than just try and be clever and try and build some sort of hybrid combination of 2 or 3 different leagues, I'm just going to build one league and just give you a little example of what you can build by building into one league. Every single player, bar one player in this team, has pace. They're all very pacey. This is going to be an unstoppable team. Now, the league in question, and the goalkeeper, you can use anyone you want, right? You can go for Manuel Neuer, you can go for Baumann, you can go for whatever you want. Doesn't make a blind bit of difference. So long as it's a Bundesliga goalkeeper, you will be fine. I've gone with Baumann because he's all right. You know, he's 82 rated. I can't imagine he's going to cost too much at the start of the game, and he should be fairly decent. So we are going to go Bundesliga. Now, every single year, Bundesliga have a nice array of players that you can build starter teams from. But this year, I think more than ever, just having a little look around, you've got so many players in different positions you can choose. Now, in terms of the centre-backs, the first player I'm going to put in here is the one that they've just released and looks like an absolute monster. Now, I'm not saying he is going to be affordable or cheap by any stretch of the imagination. This is a quote-unquote starter team, but you may have to work through one session of squad battles or rivals or whatever. Not Weekend League, because Weekend League is normally locked for a few weeks anyway, but you're going to have to work through your first set of rewards or put some FIFA points in, or go to the source and get your coins direct, of course, to get some of these players, because I would imagine some of them are going to be quite expensive. But Klosterman looks phenomenal. 84 pace, 82 defending, decent physical for an 80 rated card. He is definitely going to be one of those very cheap and cheerful overpowered centre-backs. Now, going for his partner, you can pick quite a few. But Akanji has been downgraded enough this year that he still has the 80 defending, you know, fairly decent physical, but he has 77 pace. Anchor Campbell on him, bump that up into the 80s, and then you've got like for like with Klosterman and Akanji. They should be fairly similar players. They've got, you know, the same passing, the same dribbling. They should feel fairly similar in game, and I think that that is a good starting point, really. You know, like I said, any goalkeeper you want from the Bundesliga, if you can afford Manuel Neuer, you pack him early on, whatever, go for it. Now, in terms of the fullbacks, for left back, you have, two options, kind of 3 at the same time. You have, is it? Not Regulon, Roussillon. So just have a look at that card while we're here. So you have that option, 80 rated, 88 pace, 76 defending and physical, good dribbling on him as well. The more, not obvious, but the player that a lot of people go for in this situation is going to be Schultz. Doesn't have quite the dribbling that Roussillon has, 87 pace, which is more or less on par. It's going to be a cheaper card. So the 3 centre-backs, Schultz, Roussillon, those 2 will be the cheaper of the 2. Schultz should be even cheaper again, but the player that I'm going to put in here, because we are going for pace, is going to be Alfonso Davis. He has 96 pace. He is the fastest player in the Bundesliga, under 83 rated. Now, he might be the fastest player in the Bundesliga, full stop. In fact, while I'm here, I'm going to test that theory out. He is the fastest player in the Bundesliga by 2. There are quite a few with like 94, 93, but Alfonso Davis is the fastest player in the Bundesliga. So we've got him in there. If he's too expensive, go for Roussillon. If he's too expensive, go for Schultz. Beauty of it. The right back, a couple of options, but the obvious one is going to be Mbabu. Now, He is 79 rated, so he shouldn't be too expensive. Decent pace, good physical, decent defensive capability. You might want someone, if you're playing overlap, who can dribble a little bit better, has a little bit more agility or whatever. But, you know, you should be fine. Now, I have lost my screenshot because I've built this team already, of course. So, midfield, I've tried to put players with pace in there. I would love nothing more than to pop Felipe Coutinho in this team. I'm not going to do it because I've already built a team with Coutinho in it before. He is definitely going to be a player that I look to pick up fairly early on in FIFA because he does look really good. His pace does let him down, but I'm sure if you boost that up with an engine, you could have, I mean, it's going to be a really fun player to use. I'm hoping finesse shots are a thing and that he is very, very useful. However, because we're not going to go for him, we're going to go for Zechariah. Now, Zechariah is a player that I'm going to pop over here, not that it really matters that we get the link to Mbabu. It did originally because I wasn't planning on putting a full Bundesliga team together. But Zechariah coming in here with 83 pace, very good physicals, 81 defensive capability as well as semi-decent passing. His short passing, I'm sure, is going to be fine. His dribbling should be okay. Again, with a chem style to boost that up, you're looking at a really good versatile player. And I'm going to put someone else who is kind of that same nature, really. He can do a little bit of everything. He's got that pace, 85 pace, which is nice. Decent defensive capability, good physical. If you do decide to play a 4-3-3, obviously we don't know what formations are overpowered, useful, and terrible. So I'm just going to assume 4-3-3 is okay to use. The middle three that I've gone for in Zechariah, Lima, and now Emre Can, they've all got that capability of going forward. Okay, maybe not shooting, but going forward and playing a decent pass and being not, decent on the ball, not terrible on the ball, not heavy, but they can all defend. So you want a nice mix of that. So I do like that. And of course, Emre Can 82 rated. He probably will cost a little bit because he is arguably better than Fabinho in this game in terms of face stats. When it comes to in-game stats, maybe not quite as much, but we'll have to wait and see when they're released. If they are released, then we'll look at them maybe in tomorrow's video. But that for the midfield three is decent. Now, as you can see already, we've got Mbabu who has pace, Davis who has pace, Lima and Zechariah are not slouches. Klosterman is decent in terms of pace, but actually very good for a centre-back. And Akanji is no slouch either. Emre Can is the only player so far in this team who might feel a little bit on the slow side. And that's where it ends, because the front three, I mean, it's just lightning. We're going to go for an obvious one on the right side because there aren't any decent right-sided players with pace in the Bundesliga, apart from Bellarabi, under 83 rated. Of course, Sancho is over there, but he's higher rated, and to be fair, he's only got 83 pace, so I don't really want him anyway. But you can play a left-sided player out of position if you want. There are a few left-sided players you can play, so it's up to you whether you want to play one on 7 chem. I probably would do it, to be honest, and I would imagine he'll be cheaper, and we'll get to that in a second, because I'll actually talk about them right now, because the left mid that I not want to use, but the left mid that I would recommend playing as a right wing out of position would be Drb Leverkusen, 81 rated, 93 pace, great dribbling, not great in front of goal, so you've got that sort of problem with him, I guess. Could give him a chem style, but he's still going to be a bit iffy. But I would probably play him instead of Bellarabi. He's going to be quicker. He should be in and around the same on the ball. He might be a bit better, actually, because he's going to be shorter than Bellarabi. His, I think their work rates are exactly the same as well. He should be cheaper than Bellarabi, because obviously Bellarabi is the only right-sided player in the Bundesliga people like to use. However, I'm not going to go for him. I am going to go for Leon Bailey. 94 pace, second fastest player in the Bundesliga, 82 dribbling, much better in front of goal than Diaby, on par with Bellarabi for shooting and passing and what have you. So there we go. And that just leaves the striker. There aren't too many amazing options in terms of striker under 83 rated. And the reason I say under 83 is because anything above that, in my opinion, it's not really going to be a starter player. You're going to be looking to spend big money on those players very early on. I'm going to go for a player that I actually really like in real life, and I can't imagine he's going to be at Werder Bremen much longer, and that is Rashica. He has got 88 pace, 83 dribbling, very, very good. He's a striker this year. I think he was a left wing last year, might be a right wing, but either way, he wasn't a striker. That looks like a decent card. Very early on, 79 rated. That is going to be cheap because of the links, but if you do build a full Bundesliga team, you're laughing, because he's going to slot right in. If you don't have a full Bundesliga team and you can't get him in there on full chem, consider him as a super sub very early on, because he's going to be cheap. That nation will bring down that price. That, though, that's a good team. I mean, it's one league, it's a little bit boring, but at the very beginning of the game, do you really care about being adventurous, or do you just want a team that works, a team that's very versatile, unbelievably quick, and realistically should be quite cheap as well? Klosterman and Davis, I think Davis more than anyone else in that entire team actually will probably be the most expensive player. Emre Can, you know, on the verge of expensive. You can replace him with Kevin Campbell. Now, I know it sounds a little bit stupid, because if we do that very quickly, Kevin Campbell doesn't really have legs. They've taken him away from him completely. He's only got 69 pace, but he does have really good dribbling, really good passing for an 81 rated card. His short passing in particular is going to be very good. He's not defense-minded, but the other two are, so you'll get away with it. But, you know, there are other options from the Bundesliga, but I've gone with Emre Can because I can't imagine he's going to be too expensive, given the fact that he's only an 82 rated card. But, I mean, it's just a really, really good side. I don't really see a negative there. You might have to build up to it over the course of the week, but if you put FIFA points in, you'll be able to get this like day one, I would have thought. None of these players are going to be stupidly expensive. Touch wood. Let me know if you could pick one league, or rather, if you had to pick one league to build your starter team from in FIFA 21, what league would it be? Obviously, mine is going to be the Bundesliga because of how good this team looks. But I'll be interested to see if anyone picks. Obviously, Premier League is going to come up a lot, but it'd be interesting to see if anybody picks like La Liga or French League even, because I'm sure there's going to be quite a few nice players from the French League. They usually are, and they do go overlooked. But if you have enjoyed this video and you want to see more squad builders, maybe you want to see me troll through the database and have a look at a few cards and a few in-game stats, then feel free to let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.